Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a best and worst new beauty launches video for you. So I'm going to get straight on with the video, and this time around we are doing both first impressions and my full review, so I really hope you guys enjoy this. So as always, I'm going to get started with the best products that I've tried out this month, and this one is the Maybelline The Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara. I can't say the whole thing, it's too bloody long. Comes in this cool like gold packaging, gold and purple, and the one's really nice and long with a natural bristle brush. So we all know I like big volumized lashes, so we're gonna see what this does. So far I like the separation. I think it gives a nice natural flutter, but a natural flutter is not what I was expecting from the name of this mascara. This is definitely a little bit more subtle, but if you like a natural flutter, this one's actually really nice. This is going to take me about a million years to build up to how I normally have my lashes. Okay, we are now getting to the point where I have a little bit more volume, but the length is there, but it's not super lengthening. I'd say if you're not an eyeliner wearer, this is going to be great. If you are an eyeliner wearer or you wear a lot of eye makeup in general, like lots of eyeshadow, and you like your lashes to be really like in your face and super volumized, this is probably not going to be for you. It's really nice for bottom lashes though. Oh yeah, I really like it for bottom lashes. I'm very much on the fence on this one, especially as with drugstore mascaras, I know they shrink once they've set. I definitely wish this had a little bit more length for me, and I don't think it's something I'll use on an everyday basis. So although I initially wasn't a massive fan of this mascara, it was okay, but I didn't love it. I have actually grown to really like this. I think from the second use onwards, I was kind of like, yeah, I really do like this. It gives a very fluttery look to your lashes, and it doesn't really go clumpy. It is a little bit hard to build up to like extreme volume, but for me I like it because it's hard to get a clump. Although I like the borderline clumpiness that some mascaras give, I do like the flutteriness of this one, and if I want that little bit more volume and maybe a little bit more clump or thicker looking lashes, I just go over this with a different mascara. Normally my Dior Pump and Volume mascara is the one that I go over this with, and because it gives that fluttery kind of effect, it looks really great on bottom lashes. So despite my first impressions, this has been one of the best new launches that I've tried this month, and it's from Maybelline, so it's very affordable. I'm really impressed with this mascara. I think I definitely picked this over the L'Oreal Baby Roll mascara, so new fave. Next up we have the YSL Touche ECLAT Glow Shot Highlighter. Firstly, I love the fact that this comes in squeezy tube packaging. It's amazing. It's great for if you're traveling and just for throwing in your handbag. It's not big or heavy, and also application wise it's like super easy to apply. You can apply a bit like that. You can apply it to the back of your hand first if you don't want to go overboard. I don't really mind with this because it's so subtle that I just kind of go in with a fair bit and then blend it all in. It also has that gorgeous YSL smell. I absolutely love this one. It works so well with the fact that I wear a lot of very glowy bases too. It just merges perfectly with them. It doesn't accentuate my pores like there are a lot of liquid highlighters that do that. This one just smooths over everything so beautifully, and I basically put this all over my face when I do my makeup. I already knew that I really liked this, but I really wanted to demo for you guys how gorgeous a highlighter this is. I love the fact that it comes in the really like travel friendly minimal packaging. It's so good for a small makeup bag. Like I said in the previous clips, I really like that it smooths over the skin. It is the most beautiful consistency. It is just a beautiful highlighter. The wear time on it is really good as well. It works beautifully with YSL products. Like if you want the best look, wear it with like YSL Touche ECLAT foundation and like the highlighter concealer pen, wear it with that, but also with other products it works beautifully as well. I'm wearing a NARS tinted moisturiser today with the highlighter on, and it looks gorgeous. I cannot get enough of this. Next we have two new shades of the Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks. So I wasn't expecting to like these at all. In the past I could not get on board with the smell of these as like an everyday lipstick that I wear, because the smell of like the coconut, it just reminded me of Malibu. It makes me feel a bit queasy. Two new Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks. We have one in the shade Crush and then another in the shade Sugar Mama. So I'm going to try both of them on and let you know what I think. I'm going to see how the new nude shades work out. Okay, that's quite nude. This is very warm toned, but actually that makes a nice change from some of the other nudes that Huda Beauty has done, and they're very cool toned. I really like this one. It's like the perfect summery nude. Just like a little bit of a peachy orangey tone to it. Sugar Mama gets a thumbs up from me. I probably will wear this again and just deal with the smell because I love that colour. So next we have the shade Crush, which looks a little bit more pinky potentially. Okay, so this is definitely lighter. I don't think this is one I could get away with on an everyday basis. Borderline too nude, but I really like it. Okay, changed my mind. I really like these ones. I've put my smell preferences aside for these because I really, really love the shades. It's like these were made for my kind of skin tone. Previously, the colours that have been released have been very cool toned, a little bit ashy, and it hasn't quite worked. I've always found that they weren't really right for everyday wear because they would just wash me out. But these are just absolutely gorgeous. As with the other liquid mattes by Huda Beauty, the wear time on these is incredible. And some days I really enjoy using these instead of a lip liner and then wearing whatever lipstick I fancy wearing over the top, because it just helps everything to last so much longer. So if you're into more of a warmer nude, I would highly recommend picking these up. And then we have the Charlotte Gainsbourg for NARS multiple tints. I have two shades here. I have Alice and Joe. This is the one that I'm not overly eager to use. I don't think it's going to work with my skin tone at all. I'm not really one for a pop of red on the cheeks. I think it would look amazing on fairer skin tones or much darker skin tones. On me, it's a little bit off. But today I'm going to be testing out the shade Joe, which is a beautiful corally peachy pink. I'm just popping that onto my cheeks. And these are quite sheer. As the name suggests, they're tints. It's not easy to go overboard. This is actually going on very, very nicely. It's quite easy to blend. I think, again, it's one of those things that a minimal makeup lover will absolutely love. It feels very, very dewy. It's creamy to the point where I would almost be concerned that having a super creamy gel-like base underneath would cause too much slipping. So those with oily skin will probably want to powder with this. I'm gonna try the red one just for you guys. Actually, that is nowhere near as scary as I thought. It's definitely a little bit more pigmented because the colour is that much more vibrant and dark. Actually, that's really nice. And so I definitely prefer this colour, but this one's also really pretty as well. I really like these. These get a thumbs up from me. Trying these out, I absolutely fell in love with these. I'm wearing them again today. I'm wearing a bit of a mixture of the two, which I don't think is an essential thing. Because I have to, I've mixed the two and I find that the colour is really, really pretty. But alone, I really love the shade Joe, which is the much more corally pink. It's a really, really pretty coral. I think it will work better on lighter skin tones just because I have to build it up quite a lot for it to be visible. It's definitely the more subtle of the two. There's also one I think called Julienne or something like that, which is something in between the two. It's more of a fuchsia pink, which is really pretty. And then this one is Alice, and this is a really gorgeous warm reddy colour. The wear time on them isn't amazing because they are so dewy, like my skin still feels a little bit tacky, but it's quite good for the fact that you don't get a lot of slipping and sliding. But yeah, if you are into your dewy cheeks and like sheer cheek colours, I would highly recommend looking into these. They are obviously quite pricey, being NARS, but if you can get your hands on them, if they're still in stock, I think they're still in stock right now as I film this on Net-a-Porter, so I will link to those if you want to go and purchase them. And the final item from the best category is the Collection Eyes Uncovered Matte Nude Rose palette. I'm excited to give these a go. So I'm starting off with the very first nude shade. So far, the first shade is not massively pigmented. We'll give the shade next to it a go, which is more of a rosy taupey colour. I'm just going to blend that through the outer corner of my eye. Let's give this warm shade a go. Easy to blend out. It's definitely subtle. It's not like a MAC standard of peachy colour. So this is one that I do really like, and I think that on the high street it is so hard to get good matte eyeshadows right, but I think Collection have really done it with this palette. I think all of their Eyes Uncovered palettes are really, really good, but having a total matte palette is something that I just feel is such an essential, and this is something that I would gravitate towards over the other Eyes Uncovered palettes because I do prefer a more matte eye look. I do think that the shades are missing something. I can't quite put my finger on what it's missing, but I do feel like something is missing from this palette. Also for me, I'm not a huge fan of the darker shades, but the lighter shades in this I do really, really like, and I also like the fact that they aren't super pigmented. I just think that especially with these pinkier shades, it gives quite a nice subtle look, and I also really like the fact that they blend like a dream. I would say these are the best matte eyeshadows for blending on the high street. Highly recommend picking this up. It's probably, I think it's like £6 if my memory serves me right, maybe less. So I would highly recommend picking this up if you are into matte eyeshadows. The only thing I would say is the longevity on these isn't like the best, but I still think it's really, really good for the price points. And then we have the worst category, which, disclaimer, as always, these aren't like absolutely terrible, shockingly awful products, but these are ones that I didn't get on with and I don't quite think they're worth the money or worth purchasing. So first up, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Magic Facial Dry Sheet Masks. Expert facialist results in just 15 minutes. You're gonna like this. You are going to love this. Unfold your dry sheet mask, place the pink side onto cleansed skin, loop top hooks over the ears, positioning the mask comfortably over the face, loop bottom hooks also over the ears, ensuring the mask is smoothed over every facial contour. Gently massage on top to activate your dry mask. Leave the mask on for 15 minutes. Mask can be used up to 3 times. We'll see about that. Do I have really big ears? Because this just doesn't want to stretch. This is so not glamorous. Can you imagine Charlotte Tilbury doing this? I feel like my skin will be hydrated by the end of this, but only because it will be like wet with my tears from laughing at myself. I'll report back in 15 minutes. You can see my tears. I have stained the mask with my tears. Just for reference, this mask is like completely dry. There is no like wet side to it. It is dry. I don't understand how this is going to work. I really don't. So I'm about to take the dry mask off. I've just been reading through the instructions on the back of the packet again, and I'm very curious about something. Is that it says gently massage on top to activate your dry mask, which I did. But if you have to activate it, how can you use this 3 times or reuse it 3 times if you've already reactivated it once and then you're putting it back in your hygienic pouch? Which does actually have a like closure thing, so it is kind of hygienic, I guess. Although it's already been on my face once. Big reveal. Am I gonna look like Selena Gomez when I take this off? No. No, I don't. Doesn't really feel that different to before. Did I do something wrong? Did I use the wrong side? Place the pink side under cleansed skin. Okay, we're trying this again. Okay, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Round 2. Dun, 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 dun. It just feels like I've got a load of product sitting on top of my skin, you know? It doesn't really feel like it's sunk in at all. It just feels like my skin felt before, but with a layer of greasiness over the top. So aside from me reading the instructions wrong, getting that wrong initially, once we got over that hurdle, I did see results on my skin, as you will have seen. But I just didn't love the feeling of the mask on my skin after. I didn't love having the mask on my face at all, apart from the hysterical laughter that I broke out in when I first put it on. But the results after I didn't love, and I did find that the next day, I'm not sure if it's either this or this next product, but I did have breakouts on my skin, which I'm still trying to get rid of now. And that did make me very, very hesitant to try them again. I also don't love the fact that it says the mask can be used like up to 3 times. And I think it's funny that on the back she's like, can be used anywhere on the go. I'm like, would you really wear that in like on a plane? Like, I wear clear ones on a plane and the flight attendants still laugh a little bit at me. So imagine wearing this. I think it's a very cool concept, especially because some people don't like wearing masks like that and they don't like the wet feeling. I personally do really like that. But yeah, I just really didn't think that the after effects of this were necessarily worth it. My skin didn't look any better. I wasn't overly impressed with these. So yeah, these I would not say are worth the purchase, and they're quite expensive as well. And then we also have the Overnight Bronze and Glow Mask. It's actually really nice. It feels very refreshing on the skin and really hydrating. It smells gorgeous as well. I'll let you know how I got on with this, but first impressions, smells gorgeous, nice texture, doesn't feel sticky or anything like that. I thought that I would love this, but I was also very skeptical at the same time because it's an overnight hydrating mask that also has tan in it. I think that's a recipe for breakouts. And I have to say I was so cautious with this because I was very scared it was going to break me out. So I didn't go heavy with this mask at all. And I think because of that, I didn't really see that much result. I think hydration wise, it's good. But in terms of the glow, I just don't really think that it's there. Let me know if you have tried this and what you think. But for me, I think hydration, great. But in terms of like glow and like tanning, not really there. Let me know if you think I'm using it wrong or like any tips. I'm so up for getting this to work because I think it's a great concept, but I am being very, very cautious with this. I'm not using it all the time. So that is it for my best and worst new beauty launches. I hope you guys have enjoyed this and you enjoyed the new format. I actually think sometimes someone's first impressions can often be more useful than the review itself. You guys really seem to like my try on section that I did in my last best and worst video for the Benefit products. If you haven't seen that, I will link it up in the corner somewhere. I think it's there. Yeah, you guys seem to love that so much that I thought I would kind of change the video format a little. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it and you're all having the best day, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.